What do you
quite possibly?
While we're on this, what do you think about some of the gambling in sport, especially, Australians? They get the rappers being the degenerate sports gamblers. Like we're at the top pedestal for sports gambling. But I think my point being, with lead up to the Super Bowl, I've seen it more in other areas. So anything that targets, I guess, that 21 to 35 age demographic is getting, DraftKings ads and things like. Like I'm seeing it on YouTube all over the place. Like they're just getting content creators that focus on that groups and like, hey, do a placed ad in the middle of it for our DraftKings thing, and I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of getting sick of it. But we're also very used to it here because it's almost in every ad session is there's a sports bet or
that's it.
Bet with mates and all sorts of different kind of gimmicks.
I definitely think,
but I see it more now with the American audience kind of getting into like how we expand it to get it to everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously going to see the advertising of gambling companies whenever you're watching sport. I think as they've pushed more into social media and how they've used social media and how that's translated back into mainstream media with like sort of the meme-worthy sort of advertising, sort of joking memes or whatever, has made it more relatable, so it's probably more awareness. I think big gambling companies sponsoring teams is probably a little bit on the nose. Well,
that Visa, I guess Visa Cash App is slightly different, but it's still such a gross name. But
it's
the directly the gambling side of it. And I know that they've got their Super Bowl in Vegas, and it's one of the biggest weekends for betting in total. But it's to me, it just seems like over the top because, like for us. Sports betting, for the Australian sports betting, is on Australian TV. You get it a lot on the free-to-air, and I guess for us on our streaming services, which is KO is the main one. But I guess for the US market, they broaden that. It's not just focused on, I guess, your cable TV. It's like they've got avenues into, like, we'll spend money, we'll do YouTube ads, we'll do heaps of YouTube ads, and we'll pay creators, all our different influencers and shit to be able to do it. It just seems like it's a magnitude more than what we expect. It just, it seems like a lot.
It's strange, isn't it? Because we've been so accustomed to gambling and advertising.
We were joking about the Volk video from Sportsbet the other day, which is a classic little video. But yeah, same kind of thing.
Obviously something's changed in the legislation over there in a few states in recent years, and Americans will do it bigger and better than anyone, and then you've just seen this incredible saturation of all the advertising. And they know their target audience, they know who's watching, and they know that's the best way to go about things. But they don't do things in halves, the Americans, that's for sure. And you like you said, it's nearly getting to the point where even as a sports fan, or I like to have a little flutter. You boys are kind of interested on the odds, but less so probably on the gambling side of things.
But when I'm watching sports, like I expect some sports gambling, like that's.
But it's
when I'm watching it other shit,
it's non-stop. Isn't it?
I'm watching a dude doing up car stuff on YouTube, and then he's just like, "Hey, I know it's a big weekend. Get your DraftKings." And I'm just like, "Fuck me, it's gone a lot further than I thought." Yeah. But that's the demographic. Like it's targeting me. Like it works. It's definitely there. But it's.
I mean, I suppose, like you said, with the legislative changes, it's an emerging market. Like
it's huge.
You have to hit it hard and fast, or else you're just going to lose your market.
But
share,
it's like it's something with their culture that is specifically different.
Yeah.
You look at the we're going deep here.
But
the pharmaceutical advertising when you're watching American TV, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't want to take this, erectile dysfunction pill because of the 18 side effects that I just heard about.
You could die in 18 different ways.
And it's obviously it's a culturally different thing. Like they just once they're allowed to do something and advertise, they just go fucking ham. And we're seeing it now with sports betting and sports gambling.
I saw people.
Something we haven't seen, over there. It's only something that's novel and recent since they've changed legislation in only some states as well.
Well, it's not all the states, but I think there's a significantly more portion of the states that have allowed sports gambling recently than the other way around. But But I think I've seen a lot of people, some Yanks, talking about, hey, are we importing some of the Australian gambling hype? But I think, like you say, yes, they are, and then they're timesing it by 1,000 to what they are. So I think the viewership numbers for the Super Bowl are going to be amazing. I think it's probably the biggest one ever. I think that'll follow with the most gambling ever spent on a sporting event, and those numbers will blow people's minds.